Welcome to Eagle Education. This is Shekhar Metla, software trainer. Today's topic, object-oriented programming. This session is specially designed for you to easy to understand what is object-oriented programming at single place only. This section will give you more power while you are writing a programming language in object-oriented way. What is object-oriented programming? You will see more details about it. And what is class? Why we require to declare a class in programming languages? In terms of Python programming language, we are going to discussing about all these topics of declaration of class, why we require to declare class, and methods. What are the methods? What are the functions? And also you will know about it, differences between method and function. Similarly, you will pass the arguments while calling function as well as method. What is the differences between these two? Why we require to use and why we require to call these methods and functions? Complete details from the beginning, how to declare, how to use, wherever it can be applicable, why we require to use reusing these methods, all you will learn. Similarly, what is attributes? The declaration of a variable inside a class, we are going to calling it as an attribute. Similarly, in a words of what is inheritance? In the programming language, it's very important in object oriented concepts. One more thing, it is encapsulation, the hiding of the data. What is the security of the data? In programming language, it's a very important aspect to hiding and securing your important and transactional data to avoid the access between the persons. Who is the authorized person? The person only can able to access this such a type of secure data. How it can be possible? In encapsulation view, you will see why we require to use encapsulation. Similarly, polymorphism. What is polymorphism? You will know about it. The polymorphism will say you a simple terms, a function or a method we are going to declaring in a class. Many times we are going to use the same function. That is polymorphism will say you. Whenever you require to, while implementing or developing a program, by understanding the polymorphism concepts, it will save you a lot of time and it will give you a boost of your application development and saves a lot of time to give you a more productivity whenever you require to use the polymorphism while introducing in object oriented programming. All this section will give you a boost of knowledge using OOPS concept. Watch it.
Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I am going to discuss you with the introduction of object-oriented programming. This is very much important in programming languages. Any of language you can take it. There is an approach to write in a program to avoid writing once the program is written in a particular lines for the purpose how we need to rewrite in a secure way and handling the code and managing the code with a variety of these steps. What are the main objects are going to be involving in object oriented programming language? We will see the steps and all. Let's have a session. See here. Solving problems using small chunks of programs with a respective of objects is also called object-oriented programming approach. Where we are writing a program, there is a called making a function like a small chunks we are making into that particular long program. That particular long procedure we are making into the small chunks where we can reuse these small particulars and keep on reusing. That is called an approach of object-oriented programming. Basically, these objects are having two characteristics. See, these are attributes and behavior. What are these? What is attributes? What we can call it as behavior. We'll see here. Cat, I can say that it is an object. You can take any animal or anything, you can take it as an object. And fan also you can take it as an object. Anything. And it's the object is having name, age, color, like properties. What are it's having the things? If the cat is, if I am assuming it's in a cat, the cat is in a name is there, type of cat, or what is the age is particularly it's there, and color. These we call it as an attributes. And cat is running, and cat is sleeping, and cat is something dancing, and cat is eating, like milk. It will always milks. If cat is found milk, it won't be leave it. Anyhow, it will try to grab it. It all will call it as a behavior of that particular cat. Right? There is a distinguish. There is an object once you are defining. The object will have a properties. What is exactly its attributes? What we can call it as the particular behavior of that object. We have like a movements. What are it's going to be done? Clear. And the concepts of oops is reusing the code like write once, use many times wherever it's required. Like once we will write a particular method or function for a particular purpose of a specific task. The particular task wherever it's required in the entire program, we call that particular function or method, and we'll reuse the same code only. Alright, let's have steps. Now see, object-oriented programming follows basic principles are a very basic. Inheritance, a process of using details from a new class without modifying the existing class. It's an inheritance, we can call it as. Like in real-time scenario, our father will have some properties like behavior and all the things. Automatically, the child will have most of the properties from the father. Inheritance, we can call it as. Right here in inheritance, we can say that parent class and child class we can define in programming way. And encapsulation, hiding the private details of a class from the other objects to maintaining our code in a secure way. To maintaining our code with this particular way to make it as a private. In the sense, it's a completely private and secure. How it would be done in encapsulation will take care. And polymorphism, a concept of using common operations in different ways for different data types. Like data we are passing to the common function or method in different data like types and changing the data and calling the same method from different angles. We are using same method in multiple ways. You can assume it. A common operations in different ways where we are utilizing the same thing. Likewise, we need to build a method. How it can be used, likewise, we need to build it. The method. That is the way it is in a polymorphism. Alright. Now see what is exactly the basic steps will come one by one. What is we will discuss here, and the rest of the things in elaboration. Expanding the topics, we have an independent topics are there where we will see there in examples as well. Right? A class in object-oriented programming, initiating that class. A class is a blueprint of an object. Where we can defining a class file, we can simply assume it. You simply assume it on writing the examples, you will clearly understand about it. A class is a blueprint of an object. What is object? Object instance of instantiation of a class. Where we are calling an object we can initiating and instantiating the class to run to work on the functionality. Alright, and creating of an object using class name is known as shown below. Below is ob like object and the variable I have declared here that equal to car with a parenthesis. It's a car, capital R means like a capital C AR, it's a name of the class. Once we want to call the class and instantiate to invoke to some other form or module or somewhere where we want to call the class to utilize the methods and functions, we'll initiate the object like this. That's some name to understanding about the name of object OB I am declared here. That equal to class means class. What are the properties are having inside the class? All will come and inherits over here with attached to OB. For more details, we will see. Don't worry. Okay. And now, what are the methods? Methods are as similar as functions. Defining inside the body of a class. If we write a method like a function inside the body of the class, they are used to behaviors of an object. As we discussed more on this method topic, we can call it as an methods. Okay, without writing a function inside of without like the function where we are writing without class, we can call it as a function. We are inciting into the class with the help of objects involving with that method. We can call it as involving with that function. We can call it as methods. All right, a slight difference between these two. That's it. And inheritance. Inheritance is a way creating new class for using existing details of the existing method. And modifying existing class or modifying anything, it won't be disturb anything. The newly framed class is derived class, like we can call it as a child class. Similarly, the existing class is base class, that is a parent class. Okay, we'll see an example here. Now, what is encapsulation? Using this concept, we can restrict access to methods and variables. This prevents data from direct modifications, which is called encapsulation. In Python, we donate a private attribute or variable using underscore as a prefix. It may be a single or double. We can use it. Make it as a private variable. We will learn about more this concerned topic. And polymorphism. Polymorphism, just now we have discussed about it. The ability to use common interface for more multiple forms, the data types. Like assume a board is a class. A board I am declaring as a class file. Many methods like swim is there, run, fly, more. Many methods we can assume to create it. However, we can call all these methods by using single function. How it can be possible, we'll see. Right? And main points to remember once you are memorizing object-oriented programming. This programming is easy and efficient way to build or develop in applications. And the class is shareable. So code can be reused anywhere where you have invoked that class. You can use that particular class entire program and increase the programmer's productivity in such a way it's automatically the productivity will increase. The programmers may not work and keep on the same functionality. They may work with some other functionalities. Data is safe and secure with the data encapsulation. Hi, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you about attributes and class keyword. The attributes what we have discussed in object-oriented programming. An object will have different properties. We'll identifying each property like name, age, gender, and all the things we can call it as an attributes. For an instance, we will see one by one by using. Whereas for declaring a class, to use CLASS. See, the keyword is CLASS. That's it. This is the keyword is reserved to declare a class name. All right, and see here, class is in a keyword which is a case sensitive. Strongly remember, it's a small letters and a small case we have to write CLASS. And in Python, it is used to define a particular class. The name of the class we need to start with a capital letter. Always you have to habituate it with that. And the syntax I will show you basic terminology like class space name of the class is CLASS underscore name I have written here, and colon you have to give to terminate over that line, and press enter. In PyCharm IDE will automatically take you where the class block will start. All right, now here you have to write which if you want to define a methods over here, you can start from here, like any function we can write we can use it as in a method or function is in a def space name of the function, like we can use it excel and enter. And now here it's a print I am a function, I am a function or I am a method. You can write anything method. That's it. This is the declaration of a class in Python language. All right. Now we will see here an example. I will show you a better way to understand, to read more and more with the function and the attributes, how it can be possible with the help of object declaration. All right, there is an for knowing attributes of a particular class or method. There is an two different ways, and two different functions are by defaultly available in Python language. That is, one is var function. Var function we can call it as a var function. This is the function displays the attribute of an instance in the form of a dictionary mode. And a dictionary, like in a dictionary, it will be displayed. And one more function, it is in a dir. This is in a dir function displays more attributes rather than var. Okay, more attributes rather than var function. It is not limited to instance. Particularly, it's not limited to instance, whereas var is limited to instance. You see what is instance and what is not limitations. Okay, and it displays the class attributes as well. If you are using the dir method built-in function, it will be also displays the class particular properties as well. Okay, now I am creating one class with the instance attributes. How it will be displays and runs on all the things we will see one by one. Okay, now see here, it's a class I am calling is an EMP. Name of the class name is capital letter. I have used it here, and the function definition I have to use for here, and the initialization of the function we need to write double underscore here. The class when we have to initialize for now function double underscore init, the first method you see here init, and space and self by default it will come here. Default function I'm writing here init. If you choose init self, it will be defaultly it will take, whereas in a class default instance attributes these are. Okay, now I'll declaring here self dot. By default we have to take as in a class objects self is right, sorry, SEF self press dot. I am declaring one variable that is equal to name. Some name I am giving like admin. All right, for an employee is an admin, and one more parameter I am declaring here like self dot. What we have to give is a salary of the employee. Salary of the employee is equal to around 20,000. All right, this is the declaration of the instance attributes. Okay, and now I'm declaring one more function here, one more function to call these particular uh, instance variables to print how to read these attributes. Press enter and enter twice. Why? Because the PyCharm IDE will take two spaces after a function. This is called instantiation function, default function for a class. And one more function I am creating here. Then you have to go to the end and press enter, enter, go to definition position, like a function where it is starting over there. All right. See, this is the way, this is the line it's showing, and the two spaces it's required. Otherwise, PyCharm will give you an error message. Now I am declaring one more function is called definition of show. Show the details function I am creating here. All right. Now self is by default it's came, and terminate the colon is also here, and press enter. Now what I want to show, print. What is the print here I want to show is like self dot name. You see here, if I press self here, the method name of this name, and it will be automatically inheriting the name. See here in the list it's showing the name, and print space self dot salary. All right, these two things I'll call. These two things I'll call from another object creation, instantiation, and initiate an object, and from there I can call this method like show, and I want to print the details of these. We'll see now. Take two enters. Just a second. Yeah, now see here, this is are missing here. To make it as a print whenever you are using the parentheses are required. Now it's clear. Once it is completed, take two enters after the function, then it will come now after the class. Okay, when we are writing something here within this within the one line, inter like PAP 8 of PyCharm IDE interpreter will warn you. Take two enters and now initiate an object, like even I'm taking equal to the class. This is the name of the class I am declaring here. Initiating the class to the object emp the parenthesis. That's it. This is the object creation e1. If I press e1 dot see salary name and initiate, this is the methods are which are coming automatically. It's invoking this object. The salary name is the methods are here. Self as well as show. Even dot show also it can be possible. Here show. The method have you observed here? This is the method. It's also coming. Like even it's an object dot show. Clear? That is the easiest way to calling the like class objects and methods. We can call it is from different ways. And now we will see. I'll print the wheres what we have discussed. What are the attributes are involving in this particular class. Okay. For this session, we need to cover that attributes like print I have taken and formatted string, and within the formatted string I can take in a constant text here. This is dictionary. This is a dictionary. Why? Because dictionary means this what is where the function by default function will show the man of wheres of dictionary method. It will be shows like the object I am passing like e1. That's it. See what is this? What are available? It will be shows like see here. These are name and salary. It will be shows like a dictionary. Name is an admin. Key value pair. The dictionary will contains flower brackets, and key value. Key is a name, the value is admin. Salary is the key, the value is 20,000. Now you can observe here with the key and the value, key and value. What we are going to be here, the value we are giving, that value will be printed. That much pretty easy to understand. These are the attributes we can say that. Name, salary, these are the attributes we can simply say that. And also we can see the directories for printing. Like we'll see what is this. What is for the explanation purpose only we are using these are the things. All right, like directories for the keyword and passing this object with the directories. What it will be goes. It will be shows. It will be shows. See here. I'm splitting multi-line over here. And again, and again. These many things are involving while invoking the class. That is the purpose I have taken this chapter. Simply I can say that this is the object and this is keywords of attributes. That's it. But whereas you have to understand what is it. Now see, these are the class, this is the one thing, and this is the one thing. Direct, GE, format, INIT, hash, module. These all the keywords along with the attributes. See, these are the two attributes we have seen, name and salary, and name and salary, and show method is also there. If we take in this command like a directory dir of object, what is going to be involving with that particular object? If we use these many things, we can have it from the class. All right. This is what about all using attributes and class keyword in this session. You try to revamp and see multiple times, like 2 or 3 times, to have a good idea about these topics of object oriented. Hi, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about class, object, attributes, and methods in Python. Simply, we will majorly focus in what is class and what is class object, and how to initiate the class objects. We will see in regular programming how to write. Earlier session we have covered what is attributes and what is class keyword, whereas we have seen the properties and attributes what are evolving and involving in the class, whereas here in regular programming how to use this class and object on initiating the class objects. We will see here. And classes in Python we used to create for new types like numbers, strings, boolean, and some basic types of these. And the complex types like classes in the complex type methods are called lists and dictionaries and many. Like tuples also we can create the classes whenever it's required. And now see class name, as we have seen that declaration of the keyword is CLASS, class with a small letter, and the class name would be starts with the first letter is capital like POINE, point, and closing and terminate here. This is the class name declaration with the closing parenthesis. All right, and the class name I have specified here. First letter is capital and the rest of the small. You always habituated for a good writing for the programming languages. This is the classes we are going to creating for functions which are required to grouping a specific functionality. And we need to create a new object to call these particular functions. That's the purpose we are going to be involving these classes. An object is an instance of a class. Strongly remember, whenever it may be. It's a very important interview question as well. A class simplify define a blueprint of template. A class simplifies defines that blueprint of the template for creating objects. And objects are actual instances based on the blueprint. Alright? Creating object we can initiate the object wherever we require and to call that particular class objects. Okay, we'll see now how to these are the functionalities will involve in the classes. Now class I have taken point, and here I'm going to declare like a move and draw. A point is there, from there it should be move and it should be draw something like circle, square, like this, wherever it. A simple keywords I'm going to take it. And now the class definition I'm going to write like a definition of the function and defining, and move is an inside of the function here, self, and terminate. And within the function I'm writing simple keyword is print move only. We can call it as move print function. And one more function I need to write within the definition over here. See here, that is an definition of a function, and draw, like a draw function. One more function I am adding here, and simply we can call it as a function like what is the name of the function? Draw. That's it. Two functions I have taken within the class, and now I have to go to enter outside the block. Yes, and take two enters from here and initiate the class with the object. I'm taking an object name called what I can do tell you. There is an names are over with the point move draw. We can point one. I'm taking point one, simply point one, that equal to name of the class. Instantiation of an object, we can call it as. You can start with the capital P, it will show you point parenthesis. That's it. This is the instantiation of an object. So calling this function like this class name here to invoking this object. Hence, what are the class is having like different methods and the functionality which are involving in that particular class, everything will be inherited over here. Okay, by using this point object, the name of the object is here is in a point. Strongly remember. Now see here, if I want to print the particular what I want to print is move. I'm going to print something in move. I'm calling that move method. Now see here how it would be called. Like what I want to call now. Point one dot, see, draw and move. Two methods are displaying here. If you press object name, let's see here, point one dot plus dot, and he will show you, will display, it will be displays all the methods which are available to access to you within the class. Okay, if I press draw, and now see here, if I press draw, what it will be shows simply we can see. All right. See what is printing here? Draw. Where it is coming the draw? Now see, I am initiating the class here with this object, and with that object I am getting the draw method. The draw method is called from here within the function that class, and what is the draw it is having? It's a print draw. See, now I will write more meaningful text. I am drawing. Now see, execute once again. See, now I am drawing. I'm calling this method with the help of this object. Simply wherever you require. In addition to, if you want to add like I will show you some value you want to pass to this particular method, how it can be possible. Point one dot x that equal to some value I am passing. That's it. It can also be possible to print something wherever you require. For this, how it will be print? For this, how it will be print? Like print, you have to take and point one dot x. Now you will see. Use mixing of the parameters. By defaultly, I am adding to that particular object to this value. The particular object I am adding this value as well as I'm using the calling this function. Likewise, you can add the object at any time. You can add the value at the object. Once you are calling an object with some value, if you want, you can append it. Similarly, I want to show you something here. One more object I am initiating, like a variable object variable name is print2. Assume it. Same class I'm calling here, instantiation of another method. Now here, one more object I am instantiated with the same class name. The class name is point, as you see here. See clearly, right? Now, if I print this, if I print move, it will print move. We'll see how it is. Like point. Sorry, it's not print point. Point 2. Now we will see here point 2 point dot move. This method I'm calling from here. Now execute here. Now see, once it is completed calling the above methods, now it is in a move. Alright. The way that is the easiest way how you need to use for all the objects how you are using. Which is the object, it can be possible to access within the object with the name of this object name only. Otherwise, it may throw errors. Strongly remember, whenever you are calling and appending some information and variables to that particular object, by using that object will be responsible for that. Like one box is packing something. If we open that box, that will be available. And two boxes, like assume that two boxes we are packing something about two mobiles, one box, and some box, another box we are packing food items. If we open mobile box and we are searching for food items, will it be possible to available? Not. Likewise, what is the object you are creating and calling the methods and involving and invoking the values into that particular object, that object is responsible for that particular value. That is the simple way to how to handle the objects. Hello, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss you and teach you about inheritance in Python. Inheritance is an OOPS concept as we have discussed in our introduction session. If not, you can recap the introduction session. You will have a good idea about OOPS concept. And now see here about inheritance. Inheritance will use to minimize the code and reduce the duplication of the code repeatedly writing in class methods and other form of code writing. We will see here a simple example. I will show you where the concerned possibilities will make you in a duplication of the code. Okay, I'm declaring here two classes. One is the name of the class is dog. Dog, what will do? It will walk, right? I'm declaring the method and print. What it will do here? In the printing means like a text I am give you walk I am giving. And one more method when I want declaring the class, here it is in a cat. You can take it as in a cat. And the function I am declared is in again cat also walk. The same. And print, I can say that it's in a again walk. As you observe in these two classes, what it's going on here. Two classes I have defined here, and on two classes methods you can identify there is a duplication with the method of same this one, right? How to handle this type of instances and creation of the to avoid duplication while writing the code, but what it will tell that inheritance. Okay, Python doesn't understand empty classes even if we want. Hence, I have implemented these things. And now see here, I am implementing the class like because see here, yeah, in that super class I am implementing here class that equal to mammal. The class I am implementing is a mammal, and there I have moving this method. Two methods are not required for me. One method superclass I am mentioning here and paste over there and removing this duplication of the methods. Now two I have removed here, and Python or any interpreter will not accept of empty classes. This is the empty class, it's not acceptable. And this mumble is a parent class where I am treating it's a child class as a dog as a child class. I am inheriting mumble as a parent class. Now see here, to invoking for walk for bot, right? And similarly, it's not accepting showing red marks. So empty without empty, I'm telling something to here to pass, whereas in an empty, it can be possible to handle. See here, press enter here and pass. Okay. Now here also we come to end, press enter, pass. Now it can be acceptable. All right. Now see here and take an object of instantiation after two enters, and what we can say that we have to test these methods are calling outside or not. What are the methods? This dog and cat, right? Now see, like what I want to take puppy. P is a variable I have declared as a name of the object, and class name I'm calling whether it may be we can call it as a dog or cat also we can call it, no problem. And dog I'm calling here, and puppy dot object instantiation is over. Sorry, it's a capital D. Yes, it's capital D. All right, class name and puppy dot and walk. That's it. Puppy dot. When you press the puppy, the object dot walk, it's a C. It's automatically it's coming here. The parent class is inherited to this particular child classes. Okay. Now we will see here. You can say that the child class is inheriting a parent class. Right. Now what it will print? I hope it's a print. It will walk. Right. See. And execution. See how here we go. See its walk is printing. The child class is inheriting what the parent is having. The parent in real time scenarios, you'll know that the parents what the properties are they are having that will be inherited to the children. The behavior or something. Most of the cases, the behavior, the activities, what the parents are going to do, and what they are doing. Such parent behaviors it will be inherited to the children. Right. As we have seen the inheritance how it will be. Simple way. The classes, the dog type, we will see from more the parent class is inheriting what we have functions with the significant and specific functionality which is available in the child class. Child class which is inheriting parent class properties what are there, and without disturbing and without changing an existing class we need to implement in the child classes. And now I can write something new in the dog. What it will do the dog? For the pass I am removing. Why? Because I am writing something here. The method I can call it as a definition of method is dog will bark. Dog will bark, and I'm writing I'll bark. Print bark is sufficient. Okay, and here cat will the function cat is sleeping. Cat is sleeping. Cat is sleeping here. And method press enter. Print and the text is sleep. That's it. If you want this to avoid these type of lines and all, 2 empty line spaces is sufficient to avoid such errors. The compiler will tell you what is going on. Now, if you press walk here, and it will be prints the parents class what is going on. So walk is method is printing. That's good. And whereas you can also instantiate of the child class and inherit the parents methods. Now see one more, I can child class like cat1, I can call the cat class like a cat, and here cat1 dot, what is the having the children's class, so method is sleep plus 1 dot sleep. That's it. What is the sleep is having? It's an print is am sleeping. Sleeping. Now see here, it will be the cat what we are instantiated as an object of cat child class. All right, and inheriting, as you seen child class inheriting with the parent class, what is the method is having here the properties, as well as if you directly calling the child class, and you can use the sleep of the child method as well. Now see here what I have done and execute. First line it will be print as an walk. If I instantiated this method, it will be using this. Sorry, it will be using this, and it's printing walk. And if I use the instantiation of this class, and within the self method, if I use to write the self I am sleeping, it is coming. To minimizing the code, how can be possible to avoid duplication, keep on writing the same methods and same lines of code? That can be very easy to write a programming structures using inheritances. Practice more and more, you will have a good idea. Hello, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you about encapsulation. It's an OOPS concept in Python. Encapsulation using this concept to hiding and restricting access to methods who are accessing from outside. And this is the prevents data from direct modification, which is called for encapsulation. We are restricting the persons who are accessing, like objects which are accessing this particular methods and all. We need to restrict them, like a private them and hide the data. That is the security facilities are available in OOPS concept. We will see how that encapsulation will use here. Once we can declare as an underscore, 1 underscore and the name of the variable, or 2 underscores with the name of the variable. In this encapsulation manner, it is treated as a private object or private variable. All right, now see a simple example. We can see that like a class I am declaring as a lappy. It's in a laptop. I can say that class keyword lappy and close it. Now what is the functions? I have a definition of the function underscore init initiating that self function. It is a self dot message, that is a private object I'm taking here. Max price equal to 35,000 in for assume. And one more function method I'm creating here. It is in sell price. Sell price is in a method. I can say that print of selling price of the lappy. Selling price of lappy. I'm going to print over here. And now we will see here the print of the text keyword. It will print. It's in a formatted string. Assume it. Dot format of the string. What I can say that self dot underscore max price. What I have. All right, and now here the definition of a function set max price is one more method I am declaring here. Self set max price is self comma and price of the unit I am forwarding over here, and self dot max price that equal to what is the price I am going to set as a private object. All right. Now we will see here, as till now you know that about what how to write. These are the lines, and see, this is the two underscores I have taken. It is in a private object. All right. Now see, instantiation of a class that equal to C. It's in a C equal to lappy. I am instantiating here, and C dot cell. Is it possible to see what it's going to be print over there? It's not 25,000 successfully. It is writing. This is the ceiling price we have mentioned over here as an static data with the private variable. All right. Now we will see here what is going on. Now, if I want to change the price, what I want to change the price? Change the price of 25,000. Now see here, C dot underscore underscore max, like C dot underscore underscore max price that equal to 25,000 instead of 30,000 I'm meeting, and C dot cell. See, in my case, earlier stage we have changed the object to attaching something to the particular object value. Here, if I am trying to changing max price of a food like a 30,000, now see here I am executing. Even see what is the price it's printing? 25,000 only. Have you observed the variable? What I am sending the object variable data, it's not going to be modifying and correcting. The standardization of the variable value is fixing. The private object, there is a method we have written for set price, where we have to write this method to set the price only. Now we will see one more time. I am calling at pricing set pricing by the way how we have implemented set max price. The method here I am forwarding at 30,000 rupees. This is the way we have to write a method like a cell. Yes. Now see. Now this is the proper way we are giving in a provision proper way to change the price using this method. Set price and self here. The price I am forwarding as a parameter, and it's receiving the price and appending to this and mapping to the max price, and the max price is going to printing using the cell, and the max price is coming here and it's coming to print on self. Self is object, and we are calling the function here, that method self function, and it's reading here and it's returning this 30,000 value. Now see, this is the how about the encapsulation, what we are calling in the OOPS concept and OOPS concept of the programming language, hiding the information and securing the code and restricting the access from the other objects and other people, as well as in proper way only it can be possible to do, and proper manner and activities of the functionality of the program, that what we can call it as encapsulation. One more time you can recap this session, you will have a good idea. Hello, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to teach you about polymorphism in OOPS concept of object oriented programming language. Python, we will discuss about polymorphism. Polymorphism is an ability to use a common interface for multiple form data types. Like I have assumed that bird is an like a class. If I defining as a bird, there is a different properties are there for the bird. As an attribute, you can assume it, or behavior of the bird. There is a different we can say that. And two types of birds, like one is a bulbul bird and one is an ostrich. These two birds are having, what are they having? Flying. Flying is common for birds, whereas we can remove a duplication of the code, and we are implementing two birds methods, and we are calling a same common function to utilizing these two methods from the class objects. How we will see in the polymorphism manner. Let's start with the class declaration as in bulbul bird. Class bulbul. The first name we have to write as in a capital. For class name, we can identify it is. And the function definition, we can say that FLY. All right, and take in a parenthesis over here. Yes. Now what is this? It's a fly method, in the sense I'm going to take in a print of. I can say that this fly, the bulbul is can be fly. So bulbul can fly. I'm writing in a simple text message over here. And one more method for bulbul, right? One more method I am implementing here for this is a swim. It can be swim. And now self print is bulbul, as I'm assuming simply bulbul can't swim. Bulbul cannot, like a can't swim. Assuming and writing one class with two methods of fly and swim, that bulbul bird will having in a properties. And one more class I am initiating for another ostrich. Yes, right, ostrich. Right, ch is ostriches. Okay, ostriches bird. What it will do? Method you can take and terminate it. Right, one more class I am declaring over here. Just a second. Yeah, the class name here. I'm declaring the class name. And now here it is an ostrich. I'm calling here, and there is the same thing will be repeated in this class also. Copy straight away. I'm copying and modify here. Paste. It can be fly. Now ostrich. The name I'm taking is straight away copy. Just saving the time. Paste. Ostrich. Is it fly? It can't. And it can swim. Ostrich can swim. Assuming ostriches can fly and ostriches cannot swim. Alright, let's move on. Two clauses I have implemented. Now see here. One is the bulbul function method, and one is another birds. Like two methods, and here if I called instantiation of some instantiation like a blue color bird, I can assume it, and method I'm initiating here and calling bulbul, what we can call it as object instantiation here, and calling this top class, that bulbul. And now see here, when the blue part, what is here? Fly and swim. I can take the fly or I can take the swim, and first I'm testing the fly. See here, see bulbul can fly. Have you seen? See, bulbul, I'm instantiating this first class, and I'm taking the method of bulbul function. Is a blue bulbul, the fly is coming. You are familiar with this till now, I hope. And now in advanced, what I want to see here, that I want to prepare for a common function to calling these two classes. All right, now here I am declaring one more function, which is in a definition of the function. Here writing for like flying test. Common interface I am declaring here, like flying underscore testing, or else flying also it can be sufficient, or else you can write more elaborately. And bird I am invoking here. All right, what I am invoking here, it's a bird, just simply bird I am passing the parameter. And here bird dot fly, if I call the bird dot fly, I parameter dot fly method. All right, how it will be treated and how it will be called. Now see, I'm calling this method. From here I'm initiating fly like a bird. We have created one parameter over here now. Hence we need to call this function now. It's a common interface I am preparing to call these two class objects and methods, all the objects and all the methods, functions, whatever you call it as. Right, now common interface, this is what I have prepared here for the like a flying test, one more function. And now I am calling this particular function by passing this parameter value. You strongly remember it. Once we are instantiating an object and from there we are passing the parameters, we can call it as, from object we are initiating and transferring and calling with the values, it is an arguments. Most of the developers and programmers, they don't know what is it. They may always treat it as a parameter and variable. We can call it as an arguments from the function where is initiating from the object. Whereas if we declared as in variables over here with the methods names, with the name of the method parameters, we can call it as in parameters. Here we go, how to call a common function now. Now see here, I'm calling simply like fly, flying test bird. Flying test bird, the color of the bird is blue. I'm transferring here. What I'm transferring here, this particular method I'm transferring like a blue. Okay, now we will see here what it will be called. The instantiation is here, and this is the blue I'm forwarding here to calling that particular method. What it will be do, we'll see now. Now see, bulbul can fly, it can be. Now I can comment this line. Now you will get a good understanding. For calling common function for this, now execute. Bulbul can fly. That's it. And one more method I'm initiating here, like this is the name. I can copy, paste here, and I can see that yes, simple name OSTR. This variable, if I pass with the common function, flying, not itself, right? Flying underscore test of with the parameter ostrich. If I forward it, it's not underscore, it's not dash. Now it is executed. Please execute it and you will check it. The common method what I have implemented here, I am passing the bird name with the name of this one, or the function name, or bird name, or a swim. You can send it. I'm calling straight away the bulbul can fly and the ostrich cannot fly. The first function it is going to be calling simply. Alright, if you like, similarly you can customize the methods and you can pass the parameter variable. That particular function will only be callable. This is what we can call it as many types, many forms. In this the same function we are changing the type of this variable or function name and data type, different types we are forwarding to calling the same method. Like this is the method constructor, and we are calling able to handling this all the call objects instead of using different declarations. That exactly what we call it as a polymorphism. One more time you cross check and verify the coding, how it can be possible to write on a polymorphism. You will have a good idea about it.
I hope you enjoyed this session. Thanks for watching Eagle Education. Please do subscribe, like, share and comment. For more information, watch the description if you want to know more about Python language and all. Thank you.